Hi viewers, welcome back to another very interesting episode of Carnatic Music. Everybody is invited. In this episode, I am going to talk to you about the Kriti, which is a very important aspect of Carnatic music. But before I talk to you, I would like to start with a Kriti. And this is in the Raga Saurashtram, a beautiful creation of Patnam Subramania Iyer. So here we go. నిన్ను జూచెదన్యో దైతి నిన్ను జూచెదన్యో దైతి నిన్ను జూచెదన్యో దైతి నీరజలే నిన్ను జూచెదన్యో దైతి నీరజనేత్ర నిన్ను జూచెదన్యో దైతి నీరజనేత్ర నిన్ను జూచెదన్యో దైతి వనజాసనా ఆది వందిత చరణ వనజాసనా ఆది వందిత చరణ వనజాసనా ఆది వందిత చరణ వనజ నాభ దేవాధి దేవ నిన్ను జూచెదన్యో దైతి నీరజనేత్ర నిన్ను జూచెదన్యో దైతి సకల లోకాధార సచ్చిదాకార సకల లోకాధార సచ్చిదాకార సకల జీవేశ్వర సర్వేశ్వర సకల పాపహర సాధు హృదయ విహార సకల వరదాయక శ్రీ వెంకటేశ్వర నిన్ను జూచెదన్యో దైతి నీరజనేత్ర నిన్ను జూచెదన్యో దైతి That was such a wonderful creation, right? In the Raga Saurashtram. I really love this raga. In fact, there is another Kriti in this raga also which I like very much, which is on Varalakshmi. But we will talk about it in some other occasion. Because now I am going to talk to you about the format of Kritis. And let me start with the format which I would like to call K1. And the song that I just sang for you in Saurashtram, Ninnu Joochi, comes in the format K1. Oh, you'll ask me, what is this format K1? So here we go. Pallavi, there is Anupallavi, and then there is Charana. So these are three segments that are seen in the format that we call as K1, right? So since I sang Ninnu Joochi, I have put the words Ninnu Joochi here, which is the Pallavi. And then I have put Vanaja, which is the Anupallavi. Vanajakshi, that's how we started. And then charanam, I have said sakala, which is where the charanam starts. Now why have I put 2 lines in the charanam? There must be some reason, right? The first 2 lines of the charanam come in one tune. The third and the fourth line of the charanam actually follow the same tune as the anupallavi. So that is why I put it as 2 segments. So this represents the third line and the fourth line, and this is the first line and the second line. Now if you look at the tune of the anupallavi, that anupallavi and the tune that you hear in the third and fourth line of the charanam will be exactly the same. It is the same format in which you heard another Kriti that I sang. I sang it in one of the earlier episodes, right? Arulvai Angayar Kanniye. Now see this, I have named that also as K1 because it says Arulvai is in the Pallavi, and then what is the Anupallavi? The Anupallavi is Aruvagi Uruvagi. And then what about the Charanam? Nallorin, which is the way the Charanam starts, and that is the first and the second line of the Charanam which follows a particular tune. And then if you look at the third and the fourth line of the Charanam, these 2 follow the same tune as the Anupallavi. Shall we just recall that once again so that we know how the tune moves? Aruvagi uruvagi agati nirai porulagi. That was the Anupallavi, right? Allum yellum onai ninainde. See, Charanam, same tune. Shall we do it once again? Charanam I will start, then you will know where the tune switches. Nallorin nirai mozhiye நாள்தோறும் நவிழ்ந்திடவும் நாட்டினுள்ள மக்களின் பால் நன்மை பெற்றோங்கிடவும். See, it goes down and then it comes and then I stop somewhere in pa. This was the, what were these lines? This was the first and second line of the charanam. Now see, அல்லும் எல்லும் உனை நினைந்து ஆகம் குழைந்து போற்றிடவே. See, it goes up. அவை அறிந்த இசை பாட ஆழ்வினையும் அறிவும் தந்தருள்வாய். Those 2 lines are exactly like Aruvage Uruvage, which is the Anupallavi. Agati nirai porulagi tiruvagi. See, it's all going up. Tiyana tellamuda chelviye. So these kinds of kritis I would like to call them K1, because I am going to talk to you obviously about K2, K3, that will all come one after the other. But first about these kinds of kritis which occupy a major part of the repertoire. Now, these occupy the major part of the repertoire. It's not the right way of saying. These occupy a major part of the kritis itself. So this is a very popular format of kriti. But when you look at the repertoire as it is, Kriti itself is a major force to reckon with. Now, that is what we should be actually trying to understand. You see, once you enter a concert and you go and sit there, I told you that we start with the Varnam. Okay, first item is over. What after that? It is Kriti after Kriti after Kriti. That is what you are going to be hearing throughout the concert. Now, 1 or 2, 2 or 3 Kritis or something like that will also contain some creative portions. As in and around a Kriti, some creative portions are presented. We will talk about it later. Apart from that, what you will be hearing, just putting the creative portions aside, is a lot of Kritis. So Kriti is something which is, I would say, the backbone of Carnatic music. And so many composers have given us kritis. So we have lots of kritis to learn, lots of kritis to teach, lots of kritis to hear, and quite some formats to understand too, which we will be doing. Not to worry. I keep saying kriti, kriti, I keep saying composer. Actually, what do I mean when I say composer? The composer is a person who gives us the lyrics, the tune, and indicates the tala in which the composition is to be sung. So that is what we mean when we say composer. Now when I say that Papanasham Shivan has given us this kriti, or when I say that Dikshitar has given us this kriti, or Patnam Subramaniar who gave us Ninnu Jochi. So when I say that, what does it I actually mean? They have composed the lyrics, they have set the lyrics to tune, and they have also indicated the tala in which a kriti must be presented. So it is that entire range of activities that they perform, and they give it to us in that form. And then it is teachers teach kritis to students, and so there are a lot of kritis which travel. That is what they call as the shishya parampara. They call as because it passes from student to the student to the student, and so then kritis just flow over time. While talking of that, there is one small thing that you really need to understand. When you are actually listening to kritis in concerts, you may encounter a situation where you might have heard a kriti in one particular fashion in a concert. When you hear another singer sing the same kriti, you may see some variations. Sometimes one or two embellishments. Now that I mentioned the word embellishment, I should tell you what it means. An embellishment is called a sangadi. When the same line, like when you notice in Ninnu Jochi, how many times I was repeating it differently. So when every line is repeated with changes in the tune, then that is called a sangadi. So when one singer is singing, they may sing one sangadi. Another singer is singing, they may sing it differently. And immediately we start thinking, oh my God, that version is correct, this version is wrong. No, it's really not like that. What happens is when kritis pass over time, and when kritis pass across generations, sangadis can get added, some sangadis can get subtracted, which is fine. What is the touchstone? The raga must be presented correctly. Now that is one thing that we have to clearly remember. When I say that a particular kriti is in Kalyani, the Kalyani has to be correct. When I say that it is in Shankarabharanam, the Shankarabharanam has to be correct. Many kritis are notated. Most of the kritis are notated. So there is considerable uniformity in the way a kriti flows. So you can identify. But expecting it to be a carbon copy of a presentation you have heard from another singer is not right. That expectation is wrong. In fact, expecting the same singer to sing it as a carbon copy on a different day itself is sometimes not possible, because there will be sudden flash of imagination. You may think, oh, why don't I add an embellishment here, or something I can do. So those liberties are always available with the musicians. So what we must understand is, a kriti is something that can be presented to you with small changes in the versions. In the next episode, I will talk to you about some more formats of kriti. Hope you enjoyed this episode. You were watching Carnatic Music. Everybody is invited.